Hey YouTube, how's it going, guys? There's been a lot of questions lately on my stream asking for my updated Warzone settings for Caldera. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Not much has changed, but let's just do a video anyway, just so you guys all feel better about it, okay? I'm gonna walk you through my game settings, graphics settings, controller settings, account settings, Nvidia control panel. You guys are gonna be locked up and ready to go. Customize your settings how I like to do it. There might be better settings out there for you somewhere else, but this is what I do. Gonna follow what I do. Here we go. All right, guys, let's go right into display. Okay, we're rocking a 1440p Samsung G7 240 hertz monitor. Highly recommend you guys check out the monitor. Render resolution at 100. You could crank this up a little bit. I would recommend maybe cranking this up on 1080p. That's what I used to do before I switched to 1440. But overall, I don't really have a bad time seeing stuff and having, frame rate issues on Caldera. So I just kind of leave it there. Everything else here is pretty straightforward. One thing you do want to boost on down here is having the Nvidia Reflex low latency. You can put this on enabled plus boost if you play on mouse. I just have it on enabled since I only play on controller. Over to quality now in the graphics tab, I play on field of view 110 and affected. I know a lot of the top players play on a higher FOV. I feel pretty comfortable at 110, so I don't feel like changing it. This is one new thing on Caldera that you got to switch. Move camera movement down to least at 50%, so your screen's not shaking all over the place when there's crazy stuff going on. Streaming quality I have on low, texture res low, texture filter on high, low, disabled, enabled for dismemberment and gore effects. Texture streaming off. Filmic strength and grain you want on 0 as well. DLSS I've messed around with a little bit with these settings on the different ultra performance balance, and quality. And overall, I'm just not a big fan. It could boost your FPS a little bit on some of these settings, but I just don't think it's worth it. It makes the game look kind of weird and blurry for my liking. So not about it. Anti-aliasing, depth of field, motion blur, no thank you on any of this. I know a couple people that play on anti-aliasing on one of the first couple ticks here, so maybe mess around with that. Maybe it works for you. Check it out, see for yourself. Shadow map resolution on low. The cache shadow spot shadows for sun and spot are both enabled right here. Particle lighting, DirectX tracing, nope. Ambient occlusion, screen space reflection, if I could talk, no thank you. Interface, all this type of stuff is pretty straightforward. I do play, especially with the switch to 1440p, I do make these over towards 0, so it sort of squishes in towards the middle of your screen. Makes it a little bit easier for you guys to check out your minimap while you're playing. If you're not using your minimap, you're an absolute bot, and you don't have nearly enough information on the map that you should be getting. Minimap shape, square. Rotation, of course. Kill feed duration, I like to have the kill feed a little bit longer so you can, mess with whatever setting that you like. I leave it at 30 seconds so it doesn't stay up the whole damn game, but it gives you a decent amount of time. The rest of this stuff is just FPS counter, server latency, all that stuff. Put on what you want. I don't really care. Audio settings. Move over to high boost. Most people I know play on boost high or boost low. I've also heard for Caldera, some players are playing on the midnight mode. I tried it out. I still like boost high more. Maybe I'm just used to it. I crank music volume all the way low, but I do like a little bit just in the background during lobbies and stuff like that. And then everything else is pretty straightforward. We love our death chats, our death comms, so we boost the voice chat volume a decent amount just so we get a decent amount of volume there for the quality for the clips that we put out. Over to controller settings, I play on tactical flip on a Scuff 4PS. Very easy to switch that setting over. Dead zones and stuff, you want to put these settings as low as possible on your controller so you're not getting any sort of stick drift. Usually, the longer that you use a controller, the stick drift gets worse and worse. So you might have to increase these over time, depending on how long you've been using your controller for. Lately, I've been playing on 1010 sensitivity. I kind of mess around with this when I get bored, to be honest. ADS sensitivity multiplier, we leave that at 1. You can also, cool thing about Caldera, you can go into your custom sensitivity per zoom. I haven't really messed around too much with that. I might in the future. I'll let you guys know. Aim response curve type dynamic. I like the acceleration. When you're kind of spinning around. I like that a lot. Aim assist standard. Scale aim assist with FOV disabled. That might be a different setting compared to my last video. I don't really remember. Double tap ADS for mounting. Use reload behavior. You want to switch this over to contextual tap. One of the most important settings for the game to feel fluid. Tap the slide as well down here. And armor plate behavior. Apply all. These are 3 settings that'll help your game controls feel a lot more fluid. I'd highly recommend you guys turn that one on. ATS, another setting that we put on. If you don't use ATS, I don't know. I just leave this on because I don't want my left thumb to be burnt by tapping sprint over and over again to attack sprint. So I like ATS. Other than that, yep, that's about it, guys. Nothing too crazy here. Yep, nope, nothing like that. Nothing crazy. That's about it. Let's go over to our Nvidia control panel settings really quickly. Nothing too fancy over here. Right click on your desktop, you go to Nvidia control panel. Obviously, if you have an Nvidia card. Now we're into our Nvidia control panel settings, and this is all very straightforward. I do switch this over to the Nvidia color settings. You can mess around with the color depth and all that type of stuff. You go to manage 3D settings. I just make sure I put this, I'll walk you guys through what I have here. Basically everything off. No sharpening, no filtering, basically nothing on here. GPUs all for that, for the CUDA cores. Open rendering GPU, auto select, prefer maximum performance for your power management mode. You can also switch that over on your PC as well. High performance in terms of texture quality, filtering, allow on for shader cache, and this first texture filtering option. Pre-rendered frames 1 and threaded optimization on as well to take advantage of multiple CPUs. But yeah, not a big deal there. I'm sure a lot of these settings you can find better settings here. This is kind of what I just have it on here. Most of that's probably default. I haven't really messed with that too much. The other big setting that I use, and another comment that I get a lot of my streams, is like, yo, TeeP, do you use filters? I don't use Nvidia filters. You click on this, adjust desktop color settings. You go down to digital vibrance, and I crank it up to 80. That's it. That's it. That's literally it. Do that, hit apply. There you go. You got my settings. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If there's any settings that I change, I'll try and keep you guys updated on my streams. If you guys wouldn't mind, also check out our new Shorts channel on YouTube, TeeP Shorts. We'll put the description, link in the description for you guys. If you guys want to sub over there, I'd appreciate that. Thanks for all the love and the content lately. You guys are the goats. See you next time for the next video. Have a good one, folks.